So the date for the African Cup of Nations has been postponed. CAF has also decided to go back to the home and away formats of the Champions League finals and the Confederations Cup finals. CAF met today and took some decisions. That's what we're going to discuss in today's edition of News Daily. My name is Ali Franco. If it's your first time here, can hit on the subscription button. Let's build this community together. But to do that, stay tuned, don't go anywhere. So I'm sure you know that the next African Cup of Nations was scheduled to take place in 2023 in June in Ivory Coast. Yes, Ivory Coast are still the host, but the date for the tournament has been moved from June 2023 to January, February 2024. And the decision is, and according to CAF, the decision is because of the weather condition in Ivory Coast. It is widely known, and I'm sure you know, that whenever it's June and July, and in Ivory Coast and some part of Africa, it rains very badly. And the CAF president stated categorically that based on reports by the meteorologists in Ivory Coast, they understand that it's going to rain badly in June and July. So basically, we can't play the tournament there, and the need to postpone it to another year. Others are also saying that why don't you bring it back forward? Let's say instead of taking it to 2023, let's play. Instead of taking it to 2024, why don't you play it in December 2023? The compensation is that there's a World Cup happening, and you can't play it in that area. There's the World Cup going to happen, and as a result of that, they have to take it forward instead of bringing it back. But the CAF president stated that you can't play an African Cup of Nations in a period where the world is raining in the country. Like you are literally washing the tournaments away. And I think it's a good decision. Personally, I've always said that the African Cup of Nations basically has to be taken back to January. But most of the times when we play it in January, we face opposition. A classical example is what happened in the recent one when Cameroon hosted it. There was numerous reports that the clubs in Europe were struggling to release their players, and even when the players come down, we don't get the best out of them. But I think it's a price we have to pay because in Africa, it rains badly whenever there's football in Africa, and it's hard time we look at taking it back to Germany. In 2017, a decision was taken to play the tournament in June, July, and from that time to date, we've kept on postponing it. We've kept on postponing it. We've always been postponing it for various reasons that you can't literally explain. But for me, we all know the right thing to do. Let's play it in June, July, and just deal with the Europeans complaining every day. Decisions were taken at the Executive Council meeting. The second one is the fact that the finals of the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederations Cup has been moved from the one-off to back to the home and away basis. You remember that initially it was played on home and away basis. So the two teams that are playing, let's say if it's Hasselhoff or Koroko against Zamalek or TP Mazembe or El Ali, Hasselhoff or Koroko plays the first home game plays their game in Accra or in Kumasi in their home country and go away. Like basically, I'm sure you understand home and away basis. Because of some political things like the fact that the home team tries to intimidate the away team. Africa, when they are playing around, is difficult. So we decided to copy the Europeans, and do their formats. Forgetting that in Europe, it's easy to travel around. In Europe, the fans, you find a Manchester United fan in France. But in Africa, it's not easy like that. It's very difficult, and hardly do you find an El Ali fan in Ghana. Like a Ghanaian who's an El Ali fan. So if you take the finals from, and a classic example is just the recent finals between El Ali and Wydad. There was a lot of drama around it, and it was obvious that it can't continue like that. And example, when we also played the Confederations Cup in Nigeria, for instance, South Africa, Orlando Pirates came to Nigeria, and like the fan base was not that much. Like the countries that host it don't go in their numbers, and traveling in Africa too is difficult. So you struggle to get, assuming if Koroko goes all the way to the finals and they are playing it in Morocco, how many Ghanaians, how many Koroko fans will move all the way from Ghana? How many Hasselhoff fans will move all the way from Ghana or get the chance to move all the way from Ghana to Ivory Coast? Like the African passport, they don't give you that luxury to travel around. It's difficult traveling around in Africa, and I think it's a good decision. The third key decision that I think is important that we talk about is the fact that the African Super League will be starting in no time. I think CAF talked about it. The CAF president talked about how it's going to start in no time. What we're going to do in our next episode, just like that here we explain things for you to understand. in our few editions coming up in Explainer, we are going to look into details of the Super League and find better explanation to it and their format and how it's going to happen. But I understand it's going to be 20 teams from African countries. The winner will make some huge sums of money, and it's a good one. But I think CAF wants to increase revenue for the African clubs and look at the best stats we can make money. So in today's edition, we talked about the finals of we talked about the African Cup of Nations dates being changed from July in 2023 to January, February in 2024. We talked about the Confederations Cup finals and the Afcon, the Confederations Cup finals and the CAF Champions League finals, going back to the home and away basis, and also the Super League. Let me know what you also think about it, especially the dates of the African Cup of Nations being changed and always being tossed around, and also the home and away basis. Is it good? What do you think? Let me know what you also feel about these topics in the comment section. But until we meet again, my name is Delali Frankauti, and it's always a pleasure to come your way. Bye bye for now.